So I was brought this Craftsman lawnmower, and I was told that it has a very hard to start issue. He has to pull the air filter box off and then cup it with his hand and then pull the cord somehow in order to get it to start, and he's got to do the same thing again if it shuts off. So we're going to fix that for him. Most likely the issue is with this diaphragm base gasket that's underneath the carburetor, but we're going to pull that off, pull the tank off, and clean everything up and see how bad it is. Air filter is still in good condition, so we'll put some oil on that. That still moves around just fine, no problem there. So we've got just one bolt here, missing a bolt here. Time to go to the workbench. All right, so the only thing that I've done is pulled off the governor spring. But we have 5 Phillips head screws that we'll be pulling off. All right, so we're just gonna pull this up. And carefully, now that that's out of the way, we can clean the rest of this off. All right. So all I'm going to do now is just pull this hardware out. We're going to clean this carburetor off. This screen is probably the issue. That is really dirty. Yep. So unfortunately I don't have another one of these, so I'm just going to clean it out, shoot some carb spray through it. That's all nice and clean now. Now I'm just going to clean off the rest of the carburetor. And while I'm here, we'll remove that primer bulb because we'll be replacing that. Now we can clean out the rest of this. Our clean screen, throw that back on. Old primer bulb. We've got our new one, 17mm socket. Just load it onto it like that. Then there's one. There's two. Perfect. Then we have this plastic ring and this O-ring. This came off of the back here, which goes up against the side of the cylinder. So just make sure the O-ring is still pliable. This one's still good, so just reinstall it. And then the retainer ring goes back in as well. Okay, so now it's important to remember this is the old diaphragm, and what happens with these is they just become hard after a while. So the paper gasket goes against the carburetor, and then right on top of it goes the rubber one. Part number is 795083. So off camera, I'm going to clean this out a bit. So what had happened was this area where that screen sits in was full of all kinds of dirt. So that was impacting the fuel flow, most likely. Everything else is all cleaned out now. I dumped the tank out. It's all nice and clean. We'll put some fresh gas in it. First, we got to get the carburetor back on. Easier just to put onto here first. I'm just going to make sure the holes are lined up. Alright, so this gasket's got to go back on there for the air hat. I've got to get one more bolt. That first bolt that's for here, I've got to find another one of them. There we go. So back to the mower. Alright, so that O-ring's in place. Everything's there as it should be. We're not going to reinstall the spring just yet. Now I'm going to service the air filter, and all you got to do with this is, I mean, this thing is not in the best condition, but I will go ahead and service it for him. Just got to put some oil on it, squeeze it up a bit, and there you go. Oil level's fine. So I'm happy enough with that for the video. I'm just gonna let it run a little bit more off camera, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more.